Hey, we're back.
Hey,
Hey, hey.
Hello.
How's everybody doing this week?
Fantastic.
Excelente.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. We're cruising right along and we're on what? Episode 16, is that right?
16.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. That's going fast
Yeah.
and um we are basically uh sitting here at episode 16 and you guys are like neck deep in this ever expanding mystery, right? We had some questions before we started about what do we do next, where do we go, why are we here, and so I think you have some questions to ask this time, right?
Well, I hope you don't expect us to pay attention, Jerry.
Uh,
Uh,
I thought he was talking about real life, honestly.
Yeah, that's the way it seems. Yeah, it's hard to remember what happened 2 whole weeks ago. Sometimes we've struggled with that in the past, and but we're doing all right. You guys are digging in and figuring things out, and that's awesome. So I just want to say a quick shout out. We can get right into the game here. Quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you all. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, please join us at dungeonpatrol.com and click on the Patreon button, or go to patreon.com/Dungeon Patrol. Anyway, where did we leave off last time, Alar? You wanna get us caught up?
Thank you for asking, Jerry. On the last exciting tale, the Alar Light Orchestra crept their way through the dark alleys of Adragan to the Peck and Wimby warehouse, seeking answers for the murder of Auden Wayne. They were beset by the shadows themselves in the form of vicious shadow hounds. Thinking quickly, they used the power of light to vanquish their foes, saving a trapped family from certain gory death. The grateful father suggested they seek out the barrel and crate maker, Beryl Coopersmith. What would the oddly named dwarf tell them? Find out on Dungeon Patrol.
Very nicely done, as usual, Alar. It's becoming my favorite part of the whole thing. Just listening
It's
to.
mine too,
You know,
actually. Yeah.
when this is all over, you need to make a master cut of
See if it
Alar would love
matches
that.
up
just
at
the Alar
all.
recap.
Yeah. Just cut out all the fluff
Yeah.
and the good stuff.
If you really want to just hear what happened, this is your summary, Alar. Back to back to back to back.
Oh, good Lord.
it is, but interesting that Alar hasn't done any promotions for any of his upcoming shows in the recap, though.
Well, we got to get on that.
You gotta book
Yeah, we
some
got to get a show
venues.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. Need an agent. Yeah, you guys have some work to do on the whole getting famous front, but I think you are relatively famous in this part of the city with
I feel like you're just not on board with that part of my plan, Jerry. Like you have your own story that you want to tell or something.
like there's something else that I'm trying to push you towards. I don't know.
I'm not sure if Jerry's the only one who's not on board with that.
No.
I've got your back, but
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
just
Broco.
saying.
Just saying.
Well, nicely done again. You guys left off, and I believe you were invited to partake in some food and some rest at this very grateful Peck and Wimby Draymond's house, and
A long rest.
a long rest.
A long rest. Do we need to see the map for the rest?
Oh, no, I think you're probably good. You want to stop sharing your screen, Brocos? So
They want to see our beautiful faces.
oh
yes.
yeah. We discussed that a little before we started too. Like, does anyone want to see all of this? And
What is wrong with you that you're wanting
Yeah.
to see us?
That's why they come, Jerry. It's
just
why they come.
listen. Just listen. Don't let this face detract from all of the glory that's going on in the game. So you guys have a long rest, and now you are ready to proceed to Beryl Coopersmith's place. Anything else you want to do before you leave?
I get directions.
Okay, so he did give you directions. You are set there. It's just down the road a ways, and he said basically it's hard to miss because you'll eventually start to smell pitch and wood and things like that. So,
Is he in relation to Bradley Cooper Smith, thespian?
no, I don't think so.
I like his work.
It's a good question though. So where do you guys want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, if Kragar's got the directions,
You ready
On to
go?
Buell and Sons.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Let's do this.
The next morning, you march up the broad black silver way. The day is bright, like the sun is trying hard to punch a hole through the clouds, but the morning mists quickly roll in, covering everything with a blanket of fine droplets. After some walking, you catch your first acrid whiff of pitch, followed soon by the smell of cut wood. You enter a crossing, and off to your left, you see a brick and clapboard structure with Buell and Sons painted in large white letters.
I believe we found it.
Well done, Kragar. You followed simple directions.
It's still early.
I will
So,
knock on the front door.
as you approach the front door, you see it's a sturdy oak and iron number with a sliding metal viewport about 4 feet off the ground. You knock on the door, you said?
Indeed.
Okay. The viewport slides open after some time and some, noise and shuffling you can hear through the door. And you see a menacing tip of a crossbow bolt just on the other side. A gruff voice says, "Back up 5 steps or I'll let this fly."
I'll give you 6, good friend. And
As
we
you
will-
back up,
I will back up.
As you back up, you see the crossbow bolt has been replaced by a pair of roomy eyes set below bushy white eyebrows. "What do you want? We're closed for good. You'll go away if you know what's good for you."
My good dwarf, we simply have questions.
Questions
We are
about what?
curious. We are curious about the maker of Peck and Wimby's barrels and crates.
Bah, who cares? Peck and Wimby is gone. My sons are all gone, all fled, scattered like sawdust in the wind. But this is my shop, my town, and I'm too old to run. I've got nowhere else to go. Now get out of here before you catch a bolt in the guts. And the viewport slams shut.
Well, that went well.
I'll step up to the other side of the door, out of the side of the viewport, and knock again, a bit
Okay.
more aggressively.
And you hear kind of a sigh on the other side. He's obviously frustrated, and he's like, the viewport slides open slowly, and you can see the eyes back, and he's like, "Again, go away. I'm just a tired old man. I don't have time to waste."
We need a little bit of your time.
"If I answer your questions, do you promise to go away?"
Of
Most
course.
certainly. Why would we want to stay here?
Well, that's a good point. Now, be quick or be gone. So,
Alar, ask the questions.
My good man, we are curious about why your fine crates would have shown up across town. Is there any possibility that your workmanship would have been stolen?
Yeah, I don't think so. How do you know they weren't just Peck and Wimby crates? I make Peck and Wimby crates all the time. They fill them with goods. They ship them all over the city, all over the country. In fact,
Well, our good friend over at Peck and Wimby assures us they were not an order. Is it possible someone in your employ?
Well, I don't really know why this is so important to you, but do you
It
remember
has
what
to
kind
do
of?
with murder.
Oh,
And shifting power and framing the innocent or not so innocent.
And
well,
the safety of your city.
I
We
don't
really
know.
love crates.
we're crate
We're crate
aficionados. He's like, fine then. For a crate aficionado, I can definitely provide you with some guidance here. Do you remember what kind of wood the casks were made of?
Wow.
So someone can roll. If
Yeah, what do I need to roll for that one, Jerry?
I don't know. Survival.
Survival.
Yeah. Identify different kinds of wood.
Identify a crate.
I got a 3.
I got an 8.
All right, wait, hold on.
Come on, Tris.
I got 22.
We said
Woo,
there
Frocos.
you go. I don't need to roll.
Nature boy.
Nature
Because he
boy.
spent time gnawing on it when it was over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he passed them in a dog form, right? At one point,
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes, that's
Actually.
right.
like smell and really connected with
Really
the
connected.
wood.
Yeah.
I don't have many friends, so I make friends out of crates.
Okay.
Hello, Naughty Pine. How are you today?
So he's looking at you, and you're thinking about it, and he's like, "Did you see any little dark holes in the wood, boy? Were there long, light lines in the grain?"
Do I answer him with what I know?
Yeah, 22.
You know there were long lines in the grain of the wood.
Ah,
So
I
you
will
could
say
say
that.
you think it's oak, if you want.
I think it's oak.
And he's like, oak. Well, there's your problem. P&W casks are all hickory. They're the only one in town that still uses it. People need oak nowadays. They say it does something to the flavor of the wine and whatnot. But what do I know? I can't drink that swill. So sounds like they got some goods from, one of the other places. Fox Cottage, Welcome Harbor. Tried to make them look like P&W. Makes sense to me, but you, the guys that are investigating things, so let me get back to my breakfast. Good day.
So wait, no, there's more questions.
What were those places? Fox Cottage and something Harbor?
Fox Cottage and Welcome Harbor, the only other places in town that could, compete with Peck and Wimby.
So, but they were very clearly marked Peck and Wimby. Where does the marking of the crates take place?
Oh, I don't know. They probably do that in-house somewhere. I don't know. You get your hands on a brand or have a blacksmith. Anyone can make it. It's not that hard. It's not like putting a fine cast together. That takes skill.
You are right. Big skill.
So where is Fox Cottage and Welcome Harbor? So we can go
Well,
annoy those proprietors.
both of those places are based out of Old Town. I don't think they have any place around here. You see, Peck and Wimby is a kind of a local establishment. Fox Cottage and Welcome Harbor, they're, not from around here, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, that's where the crates were found. Old Town.
See? I think I've solved your mystery for you. Now, I'll get back to my breakfast. Thank you. Good day. Slams the viewport shut.
Wow. If he's ever lonely, I don't think he doesn't have to wonder why.
Why are we doing this again?
So, I mean, we can continue to chase this down, but we also have the pressing issue of a weir rat emergence.
Rat emergency.
Yes, in my body.
I think I saw that show on cable. So
Perhaps we should return and report what we have found, and then see if there is a way to get into the temple district.
okay, that sounds fair.
Yes, let us save our friend or have him die trying.
Okay, so we'll say you guys make your way back to the vineyard, the headquarters for Wolf Canute and his crew of rowdy pirates. And when you arrive, you can see, that the place is really progressing. They've got little, more pens set up for animals, chickens, things like that. They're, definitely trying to settle in and produce food and make a go of it here in the vineyard. And you walk in, you sort of get ushered into that same room where Wolf Canute has kind of set up his HQ. And you can see and you can feel as soon as you walk in that things are very tense, even worse
They're
than
always
before.
tense here.
Yeah.
Always.
You get the feeling like as soon as you walk in that they were maybe talking about you.
Of course they were.
Skolaveg has sort of a smirk on her face and turns into a snarl after she stares at you for a while. Wolf Canute is looking at you, judging you. You get the feel that he is just wheels are spinning in his head as he stares at you.
Good to see you, Skolavig. How are the lemons tasting
Ooh.
today?
Looking good. Her snarl turns into a frown at that, and then she looks down at Wolf Canute, and it's like they're waiting for him to make a decision on something. And he finally looks at Haydn and he says, "I won't be pushed around by these old town fools. That's the main thing here. Besides, these folks, they've served us well. They're part of the crew now. I don't feel like we can possibly hand them over, no matter what it gets us." And Haydn seems very relieved at that.
How does Skolaveg respond?
She looks more upset. She kind
Mm.
of shakes her head and then, kind of sticks her chin up very defiantly.
So she was willing to throw us to the wolves.
That's what it
Hand
seems
us
like.
over to whom?
To the were-rats.
No, probably to the people that were chasing us back into the sewers because they think we're the ones that killed.
Well,
And the
that's true.
gladiators, right? Wasn't he a head of gladiators?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He Wolf Canute takes this note and he slides it over across the table towards you, and you can look at it, and it's basically just a list of demands, and the top one on the list is that Wolf Canute and his band turn over the assassins that killed Auden Wayne, and basically by the descriptions implicates the four of you, and he's rejected that. Says you're part of the crew.
You see, even bad press is good press.
So they want you very badly, and they have called themselves the Old Town Free Union.
Oh my.
So that's what their little clique is called, and they're demanding that he, basically give you up and serve them, basically bend a knee to the OFU or join the OFU. That's another one of my stupid little jokes.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. So he's in a mood, obviously, and you can see that he's still stewing about it, and he's looks at Haydn and kind of gives him a little motion with his eyes, and Haydn gets up and pushes away from the table and walks over to you and and nods his head, like let's get out of here, let's get out of the room here and give Wolf Canute some space. And
Well, we haven't even made a report yet.
yeah, he's I think that's what he wants to do. So with a subtle look and quick jerk of his chin, he motions for you to step out of the room, and he whispers, "I have the information you've asked for, my way into High Cobble, and something else too. But tell me, did you find anything about the crates or any evidence that could help us?"
They were forgeries, not from Peck and Wimby.
Forgeries? How do you know this?
We talked to the barrel maker.
A simple deduction. They were made from oak, not from hickory.
And the barrel maker himself told you this.
Yes.
He did.
Very
Beryl
impressive.
Coopersmith.
Yes, I've heard of the man. Well, we might be able to use that. That just may sow enough seeds of doubt in the OFU to buy us some time here.
I
That's
doubt it.
very good work.
They did not seem like reasonable people.
That is also true, but I know they're not the best sorts of people, but I know them somewhat. I've heard of them. I know their reputations. I believe they're being guided by someone outside. You know, this gladiator connection. There's got to be something to that.
Yes, we saw him. Thraxus Thunderclaw. He was the one that chased us from the headquarters. I
Yeah,
believe they're in league with the Midnight Syndicate.
Dark Run Syndicate.
Dark
And
Run
Tiger Claw.
Syndicate. Sorry,
You're
my
close.
notes are sketchy at best.
Hagar doesn't have good handwriting.
No,
It's
no.
amazing that he can read and write in the first place. So I think it's good.
That's
Getting through college was a challenge.
low clap for Craig Ard is getting in the ballpark here. Yeah, that's true. I agree. I believe Thraxos or someone else within the Gladiator contingent, they're behind this somehow. But again, it just doesn't seem to add up. I don't know what their angle is, and I don't know what they get out of it.
Power.
Yes, that
It's
is
always
Control.
it's always about power.
always a good motivator. That is true. Well, thank you for bringing that to me. I can follow up and let Wolf Canute know, and maybe we can craft some sort of message back to the OFU and tell them that we have evidence that proves that we were not involved, and see where that goes. So it's something to work on.
I think we should tell them that we are changing our name to the OFU too.
No, OFU.
That's cute.
I don't know. I'm thinking we could send them some pointy steel messages.
That's a good point. A little more direct. Anyway, so he tells you, basically, he reminds you he's been up in the tower conducting the census that Wolf Canute wanted him to do, and while he was out there, he saw something strange. He says, "I saw a flashing light on the wall of the Dreadgate. I thought at first it was just a sputtering torch or a lantern being twisted by the breeze. But then a few moments later, I saw a light from within the city, blinking in response. It
Oh.
appears we have a spy, and we need to know what they know." And he says,
Okay.
"Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, the spy appears to reside somewhere on the edge of High Cobble. Now, I have found out information that should help you get into High Cobble and hopefully find a cleric, for that hypothetical problem that you may have encountered. If you
That would be helpful.
Our friend's impending madness.
Hypothetically.
hypothetical. Yeah.
No, not hypothetical. He got bitten.
Ugh.
Mind you, intermittent madness.
Yes.
Moon-based madness. So he tells you, "I'm afraid what I've found is not going to be the easy path for you. There's a prison on the edge of our territory called Bridgeview. It's sort of notorious for holding the most violent slaves and criminals. It's supposedly there's a tunnel from the lower level of the prison that goes all the way to the Beggar's Rest, which is a pauper's cemetery on the edge of High Cobble. From there, you should have free movement within that area of the city. And you should find the main road, the Temple Way, follow it up the hill. And I think the light that I saw came from an area known as Sears Alley. It's a block full of mystics, diviners, and fortune tellers. You should look for that light 2 hours after nightfall. And if you can find the spy, please find out what they know. Bring it back to us. It may be important. We have no idea what the Baron plans, and if someone in the city is working with them and receiving information from them, it'd be good if we knew what they knew. And once you're done with that, continue up to the temple and find yourself some help. I know it may sound appealing to turn into a rat every so often, but it's really not all it's cut out to be. Trust me on that. It's pretty disgusting, actually.
That's the last thing we need is a were-rat sympathizer in our group.
Right.
I don't know. It could be good for infiltrating their ranks.
It could
Exactly.
be.
Exactly.
Also, it might provide a fallback when all this collapses.
Yeah. There's always an excuse, isn't there? There's always an excuse.
Yeah.
So, Kregar, I think there's some important information
Yeah.
that was just shared. You cannot immediately kill this person. We have to get information from them.
Well, they might have that information written down, Triss.
Well, speaking of things that we can't automatically kill, are we going to talk about the Skoldvig thing?
Oh, you certainly can. If you want to ask questions of Haydn about Skolaveg or whatever, what her deal is.
Well, we
Is
don't
she single?
we don't trust her, right?
No.
No, we don't trust her.
And we're part of the group now, right?
It would seem so.
So she's part of the group. So it doesn't seem like a very, I mean, why would we want to be in a group with someone that we don't trust? How do we know that?
I've asked myself that question many times in the past few weeks.
Exactly.
We've all shared a bucket. We are the brothers of the bucket.
Brothers of the bucket. And sisters.
And sister of the bucket.
The Bucket Brigade. The Bucket
Oh
Brigade.
my, that's rough.
That is pretty rough. So
Just thinking that if she was willing to give us over, how do we know that she might already have a contact?
he kind of, he sort of stiffens up, when you mention that, and he grabs you and kind of pulls you a little farther away from the room, and he's like, I don't think we have to worry about Skolavig's loyalty. She is fiercely devoted to Wolfcanute. I don't think that's an issue. I know this seems hard for you. There's a lot of history going on here that sort of predates your involvement with the pirates. But I can tell you.
Oh, they had a bad breakup. I get it.
What you're not telling us?
Well, it's something that I've had to piece together myself. There's some dynamic in the pirate, their way of life and things that I've had to try to decipher. But from what I gather, when Wolfcanute was acknowledged as the leader of this band, that gave him some status. And one of the things that he must do is appoint someone to be his guardian, his protector, someone who's going to, look after him, be there to consult with him. And I'm afraid that he asked Arvik to be that person. And Arvik declined, as he would. He's a gentle lad. And Skolavig was the second choice. I think that's probably what motivates most of her anger, most of her distrust of you, and her hatred of Arvik. Thinking that over.
Wow, so that's just like a really personal issue she has to deal with.
We had nothing to do with that. Why should she hold that against us?
Well,
because we like Arvik more than we like her.
you guys are kind of friendly with Arvik. She's generally distrustful. So he's like, she's distrustful of any outsiders coming in because she takes her job seriously. And then he tells you that Arvik's story is painfully sad. He grew up, was freakishly strong even as a young boy, worked on a farm, which not many people do, on the Thunder Isles, and his father died. His uncle came to take over the farm, realized there was probably more money in selling the land and using Arvik's freakish strength to travel the Isles and show him off like a sideshow freak or something. And so put on a little act, and eventually the act of feats of strength sort of thing turned into him fighting other people. And the whole time, Arvik's uncle took advantage of him, promised him that that they were trying to save money to get the farm, to save the farm, to buy it back. And really, he was just collecting all this money, and Arvik was, fighting groups of people. People would bet on him, and he created this whole reputation as this giant who could not be defeated in battle. And that's why Wolf Canute wanted him to be his shield master.
So, as disappointed as Skolaveg apparently is, there is no reason to be mindlessly cruel. And she is a mindlessly cruel individual.
Yes, these slights against honor are strangely important to these people. I know they have a hard time letting these grudges pass. And I don't know if there's anything we can do to resolve this issue between Skolaveg and Arvik besides having them fight it out. And I'm afraid that would be the death of one of them for sure.
I mean,
I think if we let her act out once in a while, we look after Arvik, things should be okay.
yeah, that's nothing wrong with letting a psychopath just, get it out once in a while.
It's just better that way. Yeah.
Just
Right.
bully whoever you want. It's good.
It's better she just bully him just, occasionally. And
Well, I will say this. I think I can speak for the rest of the party. If it gets out of hand where she's, I'm willing to defend Arvik. If she crosses that line.
He nods, and he's giving you a very serious look, and he pats you on the back, and he's like, "Me too, son. Me too."
So we've got to go to High Cobble, yeah?
Yeah.
through a prison.
Through a prison.
Prison basement.
Oh, better.
God.
Okay.
Nothing bad about a prison basement.
Yeah. So you guys resting up here?
Well, I mean, we took a long rest not too long ago.
Yeah,
So it's the
and then
morning,
we
I'm
can just
imagining.
go.
Yeah. It's still fairly early in the day, before noon anyway. So
And time is of the essence. We should
And I'm
get going.
assuming that the prison is not being in active use right now.
as far as you know, Haydn doesn't think so, but he
Okay.
Because who would be running it?
Right.
Yeah. He thinks that was part of the uprising, and most of those people were killed or escaped. He said
But
it's
somebody could be in there holed up and using it as a base. So
Sure,
Yeah.
but that's a different situation than
He does tell you to be careful. He said, obviously, any place that would hold people that were deemed too violent or too unredeemable to serve as fodder in the arenas is got to be some pretty bad people. So he does want you to have some respect for the place in case someone did manage to survive and stick around. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Kragar, you're muted. Kragar, you're muted.
So Kragar's trying to tell us something.
Okay.
Krager cannot unmute himself.
The gods have spoken.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Kragar has laryngitis all of a sudden, everybody.
There you go.
There he
This is-
goes.
This is
You're back.
Yeah, my apparently I need to spend more time setting Zoom up before we continue. So you guys.
Yeah,
have questions.
I muted myself to sneeze and then I couldn't unmute. It says the host will not allow that.
Oh,
I've elected silence and must sit here.
Once
Someone
you're
likes-
done, you're done.
Talk about a power trip, huh?
yeah, Jerry. You're really enjoying this, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could do that in real life. Just boop.
Boop.
You're muted. So anyway, you guys are you gonna go visit Arvik, get some supplies?
Yeah, let's check in on Arvik.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of. So we talked about hiding our stuff
Right.
in
Yeah.
greenhouse, right? Because I've got this giant bag of junk.
Yeah. Clank, clank, clank all around town. Yeah, you could definitely hide it in the greenhouse. So you grab some supplies, we'll say, and you march off to the greenhouse down the ridge. And you can see right away, you hear barking, Barnacle comes running out to you and he's like jumping around, yipping and, obviously wagging his tail very happily. And you see Arvik, he's bent over some tree stump he's trying to remove. He's got a pickaxe and he's digging it up and getting it out of the way. And he turns around, you can see he's just, he's got like his down to his undershirt and it's just like this massive, pile of scars and muscle. And he turns around and he smiles really happy and he's like, "You came back. Hey, come and help me with this." And he starts grabbing one of the big roots and starts pulling it out. And I assume you guys join in and, or maybe
We'll
not.
stand there awkwardly looking at each other.
Yeah.
Ah.
Rip it out of the ground and and he's like wiping sweat off his brow and he's like, "Oh, thank you very much. Oh, why are you back?
Came to see you, Arvik.
Oh, it's good to see you guys. Come here." And then he comes and gives you all big hugs, sweaty hugs, everyone's favorite. And he's like, "Come."
That's why I don't come to your house anymore, Jerry.
He says, "Come, let's have some food. It's almost food time. Let's sit over here." And he looks like he's made a little area for himself to sit down. And
Oh, that's
he's got-
nice.
he's got some stumps and things kind of sit around a central, larger stump, and kind of a little table set up. And yeah, he's making
Arvik, the place is looking amazing.
Thank you. He seems very happy that you're here, and he starts to reach in his bag and he pulls out, like the little bit of food he's managed to save up, and he wants to share it with you guys, and so he starts breaking this moldy hunk of bread into like equal
Oh, I'm sure
pieces.
we can contribute to this feast.
Yes, so we've acquired some food since we last saw you.
Oh,
Right.
yes, let's eat. He seems very delighted. He doesn't like to look at the weapons, though. He's not a big fan of the swords and things, but he does say that you can hide them in the greenhouse, and he knows a good spot where no one will find them. And says you can keep your stuff there, and he will look out for it.
That's
Barnacle
perfect.
and I will have a digging contest
Okay,
to
that's good.
hide them. We'll bury them.
So you check on Arvik. He seems well. I think the work and
That's
everything.
good.
Yeah, it seems to really agree with him, and you know, the occasional run-in with Skolavig notwithstanding, he seems pretty happy to be here with Barnacle, kind of doing his own thing. And but he definitely does appreciate the visit. And you find out as you're talking with him that, Haydn has been, coming and visiting him at least once a day and, just stopping in and saying hi. And then as you're there, you hear like a voice, somebody calling from the shed, and Arvik like, I almost forgot. And he jumps up and he runs into there, and you can hear kind of banging around some noise, and then he comes out and he's got like this little harness system strapped to him, and in the harness is Flossdale. Drake
Yeah,
Flossdale.
legless.
Old legless
Oh
himself.
my gosh.
And so he comes out, and it's sort of like a Master Blaster sort of thing. uh, and he comes out, and Drake's, he's smiling. I mean, obviously he's less happy about the situation than Arvik, but he's happy to be alive. And so Arvik has a friend now, and Drake knows
Whether Flossdale likes it or not.
whether he likes it or not. He does, he talks to you for a while, and he knows a lot about the plants and stuff. He was a pretty crappy winemaker, but he does know a lot about plants, and he and Arvik together seem to be making a pretty good team. And they're pretty excited to talk about, things that are growing well and doing well, and they've got some new things going on in the greenhouse, and they think they'll be able to really make a difference for people in Vadrigan at some point soon. And so yeah, dynamic duo.
Yeah, it's like the whole Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan thing.
Kind of is, yeah.
Arvik, do you know how to use any weaponry?
Yeah. I do know. I don't want to, though.
Kragar. Ixnay.
He looks really sad. He's like, my uncle made me fight people. I don't want to do that anymore.
Well,
No,
we have
and you
reason-
don't have to, good friend.
Oh, good.
But we did hear you were an entertainer before that. Feats of strength, attracting crowds.
He smiles kind of wistfully, and he's like, yeah, it was fun for a time, seeing people, making them laugh, seeing how happy it made the children. That was fun.
Someday, if we get out of this mess, we should put on a show. We can call it Alar Palooza, and you can be a sideshow.
He's like, you won't make me fight people, right?
No, we would never do that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what we'll do with Drake. He needs my help.
I'm
Well,
sure we can find a good show for him as well.
We'll figure it out when the time comes.
Okay. He seems pretty like, yeah, that might work. He seems pretty happy about that. So he just keeps reinforcing the fact that he doesn't want to fight anyone.
No
anymore.
fighting.
He's
Okay.
done.
All right. Well, let's blow this popsicle stand.
All right.
Let's go spend an afternoon in a prison.
Okay. So you spend some time with Arvik, and you've got the directions from Haydn. And this is going to lead you all the way down the hill, sort of on the edge of your factions district here, Horncliffe, and down towards Old Town. And you follow these roads. You walk past, mansions, manor homes, broken windows, partially collapsed roofs, overgrown gardens. And you eventually notice that the route curves towards, the town center itself and starts to head sharply downhill. Near the bottom, the glamorous estates make way for a smattering of inns, stables, blacksmiths, the sort of stuff that takes advantage of the commerce that comes across the bridge. And tucked away in an out-of-the-way block, shared with just a handful of other structures, sits a squat stone building that looks virtually unadorned. Narrow sunken window openings give the impression of a fortress-like construction, and the utilitarian feel extends to the surrounding grounds where sparse bits of grass poke through cracks in centuries-old stone pavers. No sign announces the name or purpose of the structure, but the description you receive from Haydn can leave no doubt. This must be Bridgeview, once home to Vadrigan's most dangerous criminals, those deemed too dangerous to even serve as fodder for the city's blood-soaked arenas. And that's where you're at.
Yay!
So
We
is
found the
this
prison.
is this sort of down towards the Dread Gate?
Like around here-ish?
Yeah, you got it. You're in the right zone there, Alar. Basically, yes, kind of in that area where Horncliffe, Old Town, Horncobble all kind of come together, and then on the other side, on the bridge side, you've also got, you're very close to where the Baron's troops would be holding the bridge.
Which is down here.
Yep.
Okay.
So
we want to get up here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Get some healing.
get some healing done. Make sure your friend doesn't go crazy on you, or crazier, we should say. So
Oh, he's fine.
you've arrived at Bridgeview Prison. Now, what are you going to do?
Well, what's the status of the prison? What does it look like? Is it still intact?
It is still intact. Basically, everything seems to be in place. The doors appear to be shut. There's a portcullis sort of entryway that leads to what appears to be a courtyard, and that portcullis is closed. You see a wall that has black metal spikes sticking out at random intervals and angles along the top 2 feet. Cracked and broken section of this wall has left a small gap where a person might climb over. You also see that the metal gate that is the portcullis is very rusty from months of exposure and neglect. And it's not entirely closed. It sits about 4 inches off the ground, like it might be stuck there. So you get the sense that it's not like locked from the other side or anything, and maybe you could lift it open. But as you look down there, you see that there is another solid metal door at the other end of the portcullis. So
Perhaps we should try climbing the wall.
could do that. Do you want to wait until dark? Do you want to do it now in daylight? The area is not really populated since it's mostly shops and things. So there aren't a lot of dwellings nearby that you can see, and not a lot of foot traffic.
Are there any like towers or places for the guards to be? It's kind of scanning around for movement.
It's a good question.
Yeah, you do see some very squat towers that appear to overlook the courtyard on a couple of different opposite corners.
Well, we need to get to High Cobble before nightfall.
Yes, I don't think we should waste time. So let's try the wall.
Who's going to be concerned about us breaking into prison?
That's a good point.
If anybody is using the prison as a stronghold, they might be concerned.
Well, we'll talk our way through it, Triss.
Or stab.
Stab our way through. Okay, so you're gonna try to climb the wall. That's what I heard.
They're just friends we haven't made yet.
Yes, I am going to turn myself into a giant spider.
Show off.
Nice.
Nasty.
And I'm going to climb the wall.
I'm going to get out my giant newspaper.
Help me roll this giant newspaper up. So you're going to turn into a giant spider. I'm going to need athletics checks from the rest of you. The wall is
Oh,
approximately
goody.
20 feet high.
All right, so we do have a potion of climbing. I don't know that we necessarily want to use that yet, but if this becomes a problem, we'll keep that in mind.
Okay. 18.
Nice.
I rolled a natty 20, so 25.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm very good at climbing.
I got a fantastic 13.
Okay. And spider.
I don't need to
Spider-Man?
do an ability check.
Yeah, you're good. So between all of you, you see Alar struggles the most with the climb.
Mhm.
I'm just enjoying the climb,
It could be the fact that he's
stretching it out.
still holding his mandolin in one hand, but he manages to scramble up the side and get over the top, and you can see that there's a small courtyard there, and it looks to be like the courtyard is divided in two. There's a right section and a left section, and there's a building in between, and you can see ancient flagstones worn smooth from the tread of countless feet. You can see that moss covers one of the walls, while the others are stained and pitted from decades of rain and sleet. And you can see that small, squat structure that sits atop the far wall has narrow slits overlooking the courtyard below. To your left, you see a rusted door. It hangs open slightly, but you get the impression that it's too heavy or too rusted to be moved by the swirling winds in this space.
How wide is it hanging open?
I would say about 5 inches or so.
Is there a map for this, or are we just...
Mm-mm.
No.
Theater of the mind.
Oh my.
All right, so is the tower accessible from the, I guess we're on the top of the wall?
Yes, you are currently on the top of the wall, and there is a small walkway a few feet, like a short drop below you. So you could drop basically onto a walkway.
And then that'll lead around to the tower.
That does lead around to the tower.
I'm going to go check the tower out quickly.
Do you want me to go climb in the tower? I mean, I can't. I'm just like, I'll go like this for yes and this for no.
I think he wants us to swat him because he's just
Yeah,
stepped in the
swat me
zone,
now.
so-
Hi, Brokos. Hi.
But you see
Hi.
all my eyes at the same time roll.
Nope, I'm not looking at you. None of us wants to
Seriously-
look at you right now.
seriously disturbed.
Oh, wait.
So I will drop down and kind of loop over to the
Man.
tower.
Let me find this background really quick.
Oh no.
Don't
Okay.
do it. Don't do it,
Um,
Brokos.
Mhm.
So what were you doing, Craigar? Sorry,
I was
missed
gonna
that.
I was gonna drop onto the walkway and just kind of quietly lope over to the tower to check it out.
Okay, you drop down to the walkway and you manage to work your way around to the tower. Inside the tower, you find, there's a small table there, a couple of chairs. Basically, nothing of note, other than these small slits give you a fairly decent view of the courtyard below. And you imagine, that, there probably were guards that would walk the, perimeter of the wall. And on days when it was, particularly nasty out, maybe they'd take shelter in this space. But not much else to it.
So nothing to indicate it's been occupied in a while.
Not that you can tell. Everything that you've seen so far has led you to believe that it's
I'm blocking your video, Thad.
but,
Oh, I like spiders.
You do?
I do. Spiders
uh,
are our friends.
That's right.
so
I called you creepy on Friday, and I stand by that.
People
So-
want it.
got a giant spider as a Zoom background now.
All right.
And
so
you
yeah.
you were led to believe, based on everything that you've seen and experienced so far, getting in, that it seems pretty quiet. And things are overgrown. Things, appear to be kind of rusted shut. The elements have taken their toll on the place. Something with this much, like iron and doors and gates and things like that. Vadrigan's a pretty terrible place, and this sort of thing would need, pretty routine maintenance. And you're not seeing that, not getting that sense.
So are there stairs in the tower to go down?
There are not. Actually, the stairs are back the other way around, and in that central building that splits the corridors, that's where you would get up onto the wall.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So I will return to
Let's-
the party and say the tower looks unoccupied.
Let us go to the building
Okay?
and wend our way down to the basement.
So you make your way over to the building, and there is a large kind of trap door. It looks very robust, very heavy. Appears to be stuck. Again, just rusted shut, maybe. You don't know. Someone's going to have to roll a strength check, or a couple of you can roll a strength check to try to...
I will try a strength check.
And I will also help out.
And I will supervise.
Natural 20.
Wow.
One-handed.
I'm glad you guys are wasting all your 20s on this stuff.
Oh, hush.
So yeah, Triss just leans over, grabs it, gives it a sharp tug, and it pops open. You can see little, specks of rusted dust fly up into the air, and she just makes a nice little gesture so everyone can go down.
I'm
the
standing
stairs.
there. I just pulled the crowbar out and I'm like, step back in.
Back in. She's got it covered.
I'm
So
pleased with myself.
and you guys see a sort of very steep flight of steps going down.
All right. I will draw my rapier. I'll check it out ahead and I'll slink into the darkness.
All right. So you do enter a dark, windowless corridor. And you can see ahead the door that you saw down in the courtyard on your right, sitting ajar, has a match on the left that's also kind of ajar. Two big rusted iron doors. And ahead, you see the passage continues for 30 feet or so before coming to a thick metal gate. And it
All right.
appears there are gates, like the corridor might split left and right at that point too. There's a juncture. But straight ahead, there appears to be something there, like maybe offices or something. But can't
Well,
quite tell.
I got a 26 on stealth, so I move like a ghost towards that gate.
Wow. Okay. So you make no sound as you walk down this corridor, and you get there, and you see that the left to the left is another corridor that looks like it goes on for a ways, like quite a ways, and also a matching corridor on the right. Both of them appear to be locked, or at least the gates are shut. Ahead is another gate, and it definitely looks like it leads to a hallway where there might be some offices and things down there. You can see, that there's like doorways and stuff down there. The other corridors, left and right, seem to have some kind of, cell doors. This looks like where the prisoners were on the wings. Straight ahead, you assume maybe office space.
So is this inside the main building, or because I thought we kind of went down inside the wall, and then is this under the courtyard?
No, we came around to the main building. Yeah.
Came around to the main building.
Yeah.
Okay. So no sign of any activity. Just seems deserted.
Not that you can tell. There really doesn't seem to be any movement, any sound.
And all dark.
All dark.
Huh.
Well, I will creep back and whisper up to wherever they're at, if they were slowly falling behind, and say, "It appears clear."
It appears clear. So you see Kragar stealth his way back to you very quietly. Surprises everyone and tells you that it appears clear.
Let us go. We go down into the trapdoor.
So I'll lead them to that juncture where it looks like there's the two halls, and then I guess the other one that would maybe go to the offices.
Yeah. So you head down there. Could everyone roll a stealth, please?
Oh, no.
16.
Oh,
Not
I
bad.
did really well. 15. I got a 19.
Wow.
22.
Very stealthy.
I have to roll with disadvantage, so that was good.
That's right.
Yeah, that is really good.
Oh, because of your armor?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh.
So I rolled a 15 and a 17 and then got to add my bonus. So
Well, apparently I was so worried this time around telling you guys to shush that I got a 10.
Wow.
Like
Be
me.
quiet.
Do like me. Be very quiet. So you managed to make it down the corridor despite Kragar's sort of instructions telling you to be more quiet. You make it down the corridor very stealthily for a large group of people. And you get to the same spot. Looks like there are gates on the left and right and one going forward.
We try the door forward.
All
I was
right.
thinking we could check out the offices. Maybe that's where the stairs down would be.
So that is locked.
Okay.
So,
We unlock it.
okay.
Yes, I will attempt to unlock it
All right.
because
How tall are the?
They're like floor to ceiling. So you're going to roll to unlock it, try to pick it.
I am going to try to pick it.
Nice. Use some of those rogue skills.
And I rolled a natural 20. Yes, that is mine for the
A
night.
lot of nat 20s today already.
What the heck? So yeah, you just like super, I mean, obviously these locks are not meant for, they're not precision devices or anything. So you manage to work your way in there, and it's a little rusty, but it, gives away almost immediately to your skilled hand. And you can now open the gate and go into the offices.
All right, once it's clear, I will sneak in.
All right.
It was locked. I'm not concerned there's anyone in here. Let us find the stairs quickly.
Quickly to the stairs, and I'm going to ask you to bring up your map.
I will tap Alar in the back on his shoulder with one of my arms.
God, no, don't.
Okay.
Yes, he doesn't want to be friends
I will
anymore.
turn. I will spin and look you in your 8 eyes. What? What is it, Brokos? Oh,
Um,
that's right. You can't talk.
And then just look at you. I'm just going to stare at you.
Ah,
all right. So you guys enter a corridor, and you can see some doors on your left and right. A couple on the left and one on the right. And it definitely seems like this is more of an administrative area. You see some debris on the ground, broken crates. Obviously, there probably was some kind of trouble here when the uprising happened.
So, I mean, does it look like this has been undisturbed for a long time? Is there dust on the ground? Is there?
There's not a lot of dust on the ground.
because the uprising was what, 2 months ago?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Yeah.
And so this area seems to be, fairly, I mean, it's looks like with the debris and stuff on the ground, there is some dirt. It looks like there was traffic. It looks like something happened some time ago, but you're having a hard time telling if like anything's happened recently.
There's
So something
cobwebs.
happened in here some time ago, and then somebody bothered to lock it back up.
Correct.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to, I mean, is this an open doorway or is there an actual door there on the left?
It is an open doorway.
Oh,
Well,
Just
now
to let you know,
what is it?
Jerry, I'm a large creature, so.
Oh, okay.
So disgusting. So, I mean, so if I step around and look carefully, what do I need?
Ah,
You can just pop in there. The giant Brokos.
Hey, Laura, you could just crawl underneath me in order to get past me
Nope.
if you'd like.
uh-uh.
So
Plenty of
this
cobwebs down here, aren't there?
look like just a break room.
Yes, it looks like a break room, lunchroom sort of space, table, some benches, kind of a.
Yeah, I do like a cursory search for anything of value left behind,
Nothing really. Nothing that you would find valuable, no. So you're continuing down the hallway, and there's
Yes.
a doorway to the right. And is everyone able to move their own pawns? I hope so.
I'm going to get on the ceiling, kind of just.
Okay, so you're on the ceiling. So you enter a short hallway here, Kragar and Triss, and to your right, and there's a door to your north and a door to your south.
Oh, like right
Yep, right where you're at.
here.
You just go
Yeah.
north,
Little doors.
Mm,
and you've entered the bathroom. So,
the
I
kitchen.
will move up to the door to the north
all
in the
right,
main hallway.
you're in the main hallway.
Is it a door or an archway?
It is a archway.
I will follow Alar. He seems to need help.
So Kragar found the bathrooms just in
Yes.
case.
Give me a moment.
are you going to search the privies?
Ah,
Oh, he's searching them all right. Whatever Arvark had given us earlier, that bread didn't sit well.
it was moldy.
Be just right there.
Yeah. Okay. So Triss, there's a door to your south, directly south of you. Alar, you're at the door to your left. And we'll say Triss, if you want to move next, check out that room if you want, or you can continue on to your right. Okay. So Triss went south into a small room that appears to be kind of like a, there's a fountain, there's a bucket on the floor. Obviously, where people came and, cleaned up and things like that. There's some pegs on the wall for hanging clothes and stuff like that. So just kind of a freshening up area,
I wash my
hygiene.
face, hands, and tail.
All right. So she's washing up. Kragar probably needs to wash up after.
Yep. Let me. I need that spot real quick too.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Jerry, I have a 10-foot blind sight, so if that matters at all.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And Alar, what are you gonna do? Oh.
I'm going to find the creature.
Good job.
Okay.
Told you someone needed help.
I'm going to roll initiative.
Yeah, probably a good time to roll initiative here. Okay,
Oh.
so I was,
There's my
Like-
nat 20. I knew it was coming.
oh my
Nice.
gosh.
I was due a nat 20,
We all have to get one.
and I had to roll it on initiative. That's
Well, I got
fantastic.
a nat 20 on initiative too. So
I got a natural 20 on initiative.
I got a total of 7.
You were still had your pants down.
I'm still washing up. here.
Literally.
All right, so I have to roll, and oh, this does not bode well. So, this creature you stumbled upon, Alar, appears to be in an office. Looks like maybe this was the warden's office, and in fact, you see a small plaque on the desk that says Warden Yubo. And you see this creature. It appears to be kind of just standing against the wall, just like breathing sort of heavily. Have you guys seen I Am Legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those creatures where
Yeah.
you kind of stumbled across it and it seems to be like sleeping or hibernating or something. And it's just like taking very shallow breaths and doesn't seem to notice you immediately. And I'm going to order your rolls here. So you can now see the turn order. And Alar, you stumbled in the room. You're first on the initiative list. And you see this creature in this room that's sort of been kind of ripped apart. You see shelves torn down, stuff strewn on the ground, books and things knocked out of their shelves. And you see this creature kind of standing against the wall, breathing really shallowly and quickly. And what
Can
are you
you
going to do?
describe the creature more, Jerry?
It is appears to be sort of like the skin is sort of grayish. It seems to be mostly hairless.
What do I need? A
Um,
nature or?
You want to identify what it is?
Yeah, I want to identify. And I rolled another nat 20.
What
This is
the heck?
ridiculous.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Better have some when it comes fight time.
Seriously, this is not good.
Yeah, or it might be good for you guys. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you have heard tales. You deep dive into your bardic
My lore.
storytelling, and you identify this creature. It sounds like some sort of undead, a ghoul, perhaps.
A ghoul. Okay. Well, in that case, I will wake it from its slumber with a thunder wave.
Okay. And from your bardic lore,
Mhm.
you better watch out for their claws. They sometimes contain some sort of poison or something that could paralyze their victims so that they can devour their flesh.
Or perhaps I could be a were-ghoul.
Okay, so thunder wave.
Thunder wave. Give me a constitution.
Alrighty, let's see. That is an 8, so I officially I'm rolling not as good as you guys today.
Okay. So I get to roll my full damage. See, now I'm not rolling quite as well, but that is 7 points of damage.
Okay, so let me make sure here they're not immune to anything. Nope.
And
Yep.
it's going to be pushed 10 feet farther away from me.
Okay. So how much damage did you say?
7.
7 damage, and the ghoul is slammed against the wall.
You all hear a loud retort. I'm going to move back out into underneath Brokos. Ugh, I don't want to do that.
You slide against the wall.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to.
Jeez.
The things you have to do. So you're crawling underneath Brokos, who's hanging from the ceiling, and you slam this thing against the wall, and it is now Triss's turn.
All right, so obviously I heard the thunder wave, so I will come running up.
My mandolin brings all the tieflings to the yard.
That's something.
Uh,
So wait, let's see, that was 5, 15, 20. I will close on it and then I will attack.
All right. So you come charging up and attack.
And there's where the bad rolls begin. That
Uh-huh.
is a 9.
Yep, that's not going to do it.
Okay, and then I will do my second attack.
And we spent
right.
all our luck in preparatory.
That's a 16.
That is a hit.
Okay, but that is with my short sword. For 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. So you manage to, it's still kind of reeling. You take a slash, miss, take another slash, and manage to connect. And it looks to be in some serious distress now. Brokos hanging out on the ceiling.
I'm going to take with my long strides of my lanky legs.
All right.
I'm going to step in. Do I notice anything else around me?
Oh,
Yes, as you come around the corner with one of your many eyes, you manage to spy another creature who's sort of standing in the corner. There appears to be a table, some chairs, sort of a small, meeting area, and there's a creature standing there. Looks slightly different than the other creature.
I'm going to shoot a web at it.
Oh, nice.
Mhm. And that is a 23 to hit.
Okay.
And it is restrained. And its next turn, it has to use if it wants to get out, it has to use its full action to get out.
Okay.
That is my turn.
And it is, I will put a little net
There you
on
go.
it. Restrained. Good job.
Mighty
Kragar.
fine turn.
Kragar's the low
Rhaegar.
player on the initiative list.
And yet, he's still faster than your monsters.
Right.
All right. I'm going to stay stealthy. So I want to creep up here.
In their defense,
for-
they've been forced to hibernate for quite some time.
Or just for clarity, there's not anything to the right of that little hallway here, is there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, there is.
So why can't we see it, Jerry?
Because he didn't go in that room yet.
Oh, it's a room?
It's room.
I mean,
It's
but
a
is it-
door?
Yes, right here. It continues on to your right.
but is our view obstructed?
Yeah, because you didn't go far enough into the room. But if you wanted to go peer around without going in there, just drag your dude in there.
Oh, well, okay. I guess that would be my question is, can I see into the room without moving over there, really?
Yes, but functionally, I just need
There
you
you
to
go.
do
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Well, that-
Oops,
okay, I didn't-
I'm good.
Nope, didn't see anything.
Well,
And run away. Yeah, no, it's just my fault for setting up the lighting, dynamic lighting poorly.
okay.
So
I guess I'm not wanting to break cover, so I'm gonna. Yeah, what am I gonna do?
You get half movement on when you're stealthing.
Okay.
All
So
right.
going-
I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'll sneak over here and see if I can kind of hide behind the wall because I guess I haven't noticed anything else yet.
You
Okay.
haven't seen
I
anything
mean,
yet.
did I hear anything coming from that other room then as we
If you looked into that other room, you would have saw a creature.
Okay. So if I saw that, if I did that, then what I would want to do is just step back into the little washroom and hide and wait in ambush.
Okay. That makes sense.
Is there a ready in action or anything like that that you can do?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess basically, yeah, I wanted to stand there with my rapier and try to get a full sneak attack on anybody who would come running by.
So yeah, you can hold your turn, and if you want to.
Okay, so I will do that.
Okay. So it is the creature's turn. The one that has been attacked, the first one you spied, is going to turn around quite suddenly after being smashed into the wall and slashed by Triss, and is going to swipe at her with claws. And
Triss, try not to get hit by their claws, or at
so-
least don't get paralyzed.
This is where it's so fun to be the DM because now I got a natty 20. and-
Oh.
It was only fair. This is
Yeah.
today is nuts for dice. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on.
I have no idea what's going on, but I like that mine are coming
Yep.
now.
Just ride the wave.
Just ride the wave.
So that is a 24, but I get 2d4. So that's a lot. That's a lot of dice. 7, and 12 and 13, 14
Ah,
slashing damage. Now you have to do a Constitution saving throw as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that was painful.
22.
Okay,
Thank
so
goodness.
you get slashed with the claws pretty seriously, but whatever effect that they were supposed to have on you does not happen. So you are good. This fella up here has to roll something to try to. What do I have to do to break out of your?
You just do a strength. What you gotta do? A strength saving throw.
That's a 4.
That is a fail, so you're still restrained.
Still restrained.
Yep.
Let's see. This creature is going to come up. So obviously heard the commotion, the thunder wave, and is now going to 5, 10, 15, 20, and going to keep going.
So then I guess he would have to make a perception roll to see me.
And
Otherwise, I'm going to stab him in the back of the head.
Were you hiding?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I did. I wanted to hide there and wait.
Right. So perception. If you were hiding, I don't think he would see you unless he made a active perception. Because hiding takes that skill away from them.
Yeah.
From being able to find you.
I think since you were planning on this happening, you go ahead and jump in and do what you're going to do.
So basically, I get a surprise attack as he runs by.
He's going to be surprised.
Assassinate him. Oh, he's assassinated. He's dead.
Okay. I wish I was the only lucky one in the combat portion of the game.
No, I messed everything up.
This is what it's all for, isn't it, Kragar?
All
This
right,
first
so-
attack with stealth attack.
This is like my one big thing.
Yeah.
So that is what I've been waiting for.
Yay.
So this is 66 plus 2d8.
Whew.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my god, no, I rolled terrible.
Oh,
Oh, that was really terrible. Well, let's see. 12.
Still a lot of dice.
31 damage.
Oof.
Wow.
Wow.
But I had 2 1s and 2 2s in that.
Yeah.
Still a lot of damage.
Still a
Third
lot of damage.
level.
Yeah.
One hit, one attack, by the way.
So this creature comes, is all like rushing towards the sound of a potential meal and comes blowing past your little hideout spot here. And you jump out and jab him with both daggers and just practically sever the head from the rest of its body. And the body still stumbles forward 4 or 5 steps before it runs into the wall and collapses dead.
And as my, so I don't know if I still get my bonus action, but I mean, basically, I was
It's an
gonna,
attack, so
yeah, I would just
Yeah.
want to get back into stealth.
Okay. So you're back into hiding, and I don't want to have to rinse and repeat this thing, but see how far. 15,
In case anything else is coming by.
Yeah,
25.
just in
so
case.
Alar just down the hallway just sees this body just fall to the ground.
Oh.
I guess my thunder wave was more effective than I thought.
This is really good. So yeah, another one's going to come running. They're not too smart. They're driven and compelled to make a meal out of people, and so it's going to come rushing by, and that's where it gets to movement of.
I mean, so I wouldn't be able to attack again. So I would
No.
it would just go running by.
Yep, it is basically ends its turn right in front of you, unless let's see. I just want to make sure I got the movement correct here. Yes, that's all right. So that's where it stops, kind of where the other
don't
just
see it
before.
yet.
Oh, you don't see it?
mm-mm.
Okay. So it's basically right in front of Kragar, right in front of his little spot there. So I imagine it's not going to last too much longer. And that's all I have. Alar, back to you.
So I'm assuming I can't see Kragar either.
You did see a body come stumbling out, practically headless, and flop onto the ground in the middle of the hallway.
Okay, so I'm gonna move up. No, I think, so I do see the creature over by Kragar if I move here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Triss is between me and that thing. But that's still uncomfortable. I think I'm gonna move here. Oh, now I see it. Do I see the webbed creature around the corner
Yes.
from where I am? Okay.
I'll say you do.
Oh, well, I am equidistant away from all the baddies, which feels safe.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm going to cast Bane
Okay.
on all 3 of them. Let's see. So I need a charisma save from each of them.
All right. And all of those were under 10. So,
Okay. Well, then that means that each of them, when they make an attack or saving throw before the spell ends, must roll d4 and subtract it.
All right.
And that'll be going on as long as I concentrate, up to a minute.
Wow.
You
Okay.
said for a saving throw as well?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. That's gonna
So
be.
web to your heart's content.
Let's see. Triss, your turn.
So I'm going to start by expending a superiority dice on a fainting attack.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, and so that I get to expend the bonus die, and I get to gain advantage on my next attack. So I'm gonna attack with advantage.
Awesome. And
22,
that is a hit.
and then
So that is my right here.
You can see the creature's chomping at you, licking its lips, wanting to take a hunk of your flesh.
Plus. So that's 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay, so you manage to drop it as it's biting at you. You slash it and manage to pin it briefly against the wall, and it sort of slides down and crumples at your feet, dead.
Nice.
That was
All
nicely
right.
done.
Sweet.
Then I am going to use my movement to run towards the one at the back. Oh, I'm doing that thing again.
Okay. Everyone has to walk under Brokos.
I have no problem walking under Brokos. All right, so that would be the end of my turn then.
Okay. And Brokos.
I'm slowly going to creep up behind Triss, and as I do, one of my legs is going to brush against Alar's in his hair,
Oh.
just kind of right there. And it's lunchtime. I'm going to bite him.
Not Alar, right?
No, no, not Alar.
Not today.
So that would be a 18 to hit,
Nice.
That is a hit.
and I need you to do a Constitution saving throw minus your 4 that you have.
That's a 10.
Minus
So
your
you
D4. You roll a D4.
Oh,
D4.
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, a D4. That's right.
That's a 12.
Okay. Well, you still so you take 7 points of bite damage,
Okay.
and you are poisoned, and so you take let's see, 2d. I don't, unless you're, I'll roll the damage unless you're immune to that, but
I'm immune to poison.
Oh, there you go.
immune. Okay. But you take 7 points of bite damage.
All right.
So I'm going to start gnawing at you
Wonderful.
while
so
you're just
John-
all restrained.
I know, isn't that creepy? So you are turning the tables on this creature, and gnawing on it while it's restrained by your web against the wall. Triss is there. Everyone is focusing their attention on it.
I am going to back out just
Just
one
one.
step there. We'll rest my movement there.
Okay. Kragar. So you managed to dispatch one creature as it ran by, and right after that, another creature came running around the corner and is right in front of you, making a beeline towards your buddy Alar, who's standing.
Yes. I would like to make another surprise attack on him.
All right.
I am the darkness. All right. Well, I did not get a natty 20 that time, but that will be a 20. What is that to hit?
That's a
Over
hit.
20 to hit. 24 to hit.
Nice.
So I still get my sneak damage, but this is not a crit. So this is not going to be impressive.
Well, you never
Yeah.
know.
It's only going to be 8 points of damage. Oh no, plus my 3. So 11.
11 damage.
11 damage. I step out, but I should still get my second attack. No, with
Mhm.
my bonus action, right?
Yes.
But then that would not be a surprise. I guess I'm a little murky.
The surprise attack. No, that wouldn't, because you only roll one
One surprise attack.
One.
surprise attack, and you only get one sneak attack per
Right.
attack action.
Okay, so my bonus attack would be a 16 to hit,
That is also a hit.
and then I get no bonus dice to that, so it's just a straight crappy
Straight crap, yes.
4 points of damage.
All right. Still, quite a bit of damage, and the creature sort of stumbles and starts to trip over the body of its fallen comrade in front of it, and then rights itself, and is now going to turn and face you. And
Oh, yeah, I'll snarl at it.
you're both snarling at each other, and it's going to slash you with claws to the tune of a 17.
Minus D4. Minus the
Oh,
D4.
Okay.
Oh, roll a 4.
I rolled a 4.
Ah!
Oh.
Dang it.
I lost my headset.
So
Too
excited
much
and relieved.
excitement.
Yeah.
So he slashes at you, surprised by your vicious attack out of nowhere, and you manage to avoid it. And the other one's going to try to break free of the web, right? And no, that's not going to happen either. So I don't even have to roll a 4 on that.
Whew.
That's their
going better than
turn.
the Shadow Hounds.
Yeah, no kidding. You guys have dominated this fight so far. Very smart, smart tactics too. Alar, back to you.
Okay, well, I will shoulder my mandolin, but keep up the chant for the Bane, and unholster my crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, and that's probably not going to do it. That would be a 13.
You get an advantage on that because he's restrained.
Oh, okay. That's a little better. That's a 16.
That is a hit.
Okay. Where'd my D8 go? And that is 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. All right, to the restrained creature, and that definitely
I'm
does.
going to move back as well,
All right,
just in case.
just in case. And Triss, you are up.
All right. I am going to expend another
Wow.
superiority die
All right.
to do a distracting strike. So, oh wait, I don't have to do that yet. When you hit with a weapon attack. So let me attack first and see, and then we'll talk about
Okay.
it.
That's with advantage, Triss.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I rolled 14 on both dice, so that's a 18.
As a hit.
Okay. So now I am going to use the distracting strike. So what means is that the next person that attacks that one gets advantage, which I guess they already do, but then also gets to add the superiority dice. So I roll that, and that is a +5
Nice.
when they do it.
Okay.
Of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
+5 to damage. But for that, I rolled an 8. So that's 10 damage.
Wow. Okay. Guys are chipping away at this creature as it struggles mightily against the web.
So because superiority dice says it's a special, I still get a bonus. Is that right?
Yes. You
Okay.
always get a bonus action that's separate from your attack.
Okay, well then I'm going to use, and I just rolled a nat 20 on my second
Nice.
attack,
Wow.
which means,
May not even live long enough for that superiority dice to come into play.
We're going to need like special dice cams so that
I know.
viewers and listeners know that we're not cheating, because this
Is it
is
the next-
ridiculous.
Triss, does it say it on that superiority dice? Does it say is the next person attacks or the next attack? Because then that wouldn't that count as your?
no,
That's a good question.
Oh,
it is specifically for another,
gotcha.
yeah,
But
So
if
you're
it's the
setting
next
them
player.
up for
by an attacker other than yourself.
there it is. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. So you get a couple of good slashes in on this creature as it struggles against the web, and it slumps down. You can see the
Nice.
web sort of strain, and it's obviously not doing well and seriously injured. Brokos, you're up.
All
Still,
right,
this
I'm
one's
gonna
hardy.
slowly get my meal, creep up, another bite. It's going to be a 19 to hit,
That is a hit.
and then so you said it was a +5, right?
Yes, +5.
So that is going to be 15 points of damage.
Wow.
So how do you want to do it? Brokos?
I'm just gonna slowly kind of like crawl over, just grab its head with
Nope.
both, and then just go with my mandibles, just sink in, and as you hear this rotting flesh, just kind of.
Now I am looking away. I'm not. I'm
It's
not.
so nasty.
Uh,
Uh,
And then
someone,
let it drop to the ground, and then turn around. And I don't think they have eyelashes, but if they did, I'd wink at Alar.
I'm not looking at you, so it doesn't matter.
I am going to come back to the ground and turn in my human form and cast. Are we out of combat? I should ask.
you are out of
we got
combat.
one
I'm
other
gonna
still-
Oh no, there is one more.
No,
Sorry.
we got one
Oh,
more.
is there? Okay, I am
Yeah.
going to turn into my human form though, so I'm back
Nice.
to normal.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. And Kragar, you are up, and you
All right.
are facing the last of these undead
I
creatures.
Don't have surprise. I don't have sneak. It's just me and my blades.
Yep.
Oh, that first attack is only going to be an 8.
That's
That's
not gonna do
not
it.
good. And then my second bonus attack is only going to be a 10. See, the
Mm.
dice give it, and the dice take it
Yeah.
away.
right.
Take it
They
away.
do
So-
take it away.
Yeah, 2 quick slashes, and I think I'm going to. I'm going to back up.
Okay. So the creature is going to.
That would provoke.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
you may not want to do that.
Never mind. I
Use-
forget.
Use your
Yep.
bonus action as an
Yep.
attack.
I will
So-
stand there, take it.
Take it like a bugbear, and let's see. That is. Do I still have the bane? I do have the bane, right?
Yep.
You're still
Yep.
baning me.
Still baning you.
Bane away.
So that is a 15.
That is spot on. That is Macy. So
Okay. Let's see. So the big thing here is it's 5 damage, but you need to roll your Constitution thing.
Which he did so great the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be a were-rat ghoul.
all right, that's a 13.
You make it. So
Oh,
you, it would just paralyze you, so the creature could munch on you, but you
Oh,
saved and don't have to worry about it. And now it's Alar's turn.
Okay. I will move up a little bit so I can get a better shot and crossbow that guy. That'll be a 17,
That is a hit.
and that is 9 points of damage.
And
Wow.
that is the dead.
I did.
Nice.
oh.
Whew. So after your couple of misses, you took some damage from the creature, and then a crossbow bolt right through the back of its skull, and it flops forward right in front of you, Kragar, dead.
I got you, Kragar.
Thanks for that. I'll step
Wow.
over the body and-
And I will. I am not big anymore, unless you want me to be big. That's cool too. I will.
No,
use-
that's creepy in its own way. We don't want that.
I'm going to use a first level cure wounds on Triss and give her 11 hit points back.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, I will add.
Everybody else okay? Kragar, did you get hit?
I took 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you come over here and I will do another first level cure wounds on you. So it's 11 to you.
Oh, nice.
So he's back up to full. Let's see. That was a crazy bunch of rolling.
Can
That
I make
was.
eye contact with Alar as Brokos? Just eye contact.
I'm
contact.
still not. Nope, I'm still not looking at you, man.
He's licking his lips.
Mm.
This has changed something in our relationship.
Can't unsee Spider Brokos.
What other animals are you scared of? So I know not to turn into them. I got a constrictor snake too. That's gonna be awesome. So
That'll be fun, actually.
It will be fun. Hey, that is probably where we're going to end it
Oh,
for this
nice.
week. That was nicely done. And my gosh, if we continue the rolling like this in the next episode, it's going to be crazier.
There's no way. I don't think I've ever rolled 2 nat 20s in a row. So
I mean, it had to be like close to 10 natural 20s this whole
Yeah.
episode, which even I got one, which is insane. I hardly ever do. So yeah, it's got to be, I don't know, people can count them up. We can listen to it and see how many we had, but it was a lot. So good job, everybody. You managed to clear the ghouls out of the administrative area of Bridgeview Prison, and we'll see what you find there next
All
time.
right.
All right,
All
guys.
right, sounds good.
okay.
Awesome. Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.